it to the cloud. Okay. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So excited you're here for our Canva Hacks webinar. I am hoping that the weather holds off long enough for me to get through this whole webinar. So I am in just north of the Tampa Bay area, and so bands from the hurricane have been slowly making their way through, and I am in the country. So sometimes my internet gets blown around a little bit with Starlink. So I got a notification that it should not be coming through for a couple hours, so we should be good. But if for any reason I am in and out, or if I get dropped, please stay on. I'll come right back on. And if you can't hear me for any reason, if my audio goes out, please just let me know in the chat. Or if my screen starts getting blurry, let me know. But right now, it's just a little overcasty with some wind, so should be good. All right, I'm going to dive right in. I have a with you guys. Let's see, I am on screen 2 today. All right, so you should see my screen, and then I am going to, oh no, my internet is unstable. All right, hold please. Let me go back. I told you, my internet with this wind. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let me know if we are good. I switched over to a hard internet, so we should be good, or hard, whatever that is when you like switch into something else. I don't know internet very well. All right, so let me open up my participants. All right, guys, yay. Okay, so we are good. Should be good. Again, praying for the whole thing to come through. All right, so today we're going to talk about simple Canva hacks for eye-catching designs. So in the chat, I would love to know, I know I think I asked this when you guys joined the webinar, but where are you at for beginner, intermediate, advanced when it comes to Canva and using Canva? Is it something that you're using pretty regularly? Are you a total beginner? Let me know in the chat so I can just kind of see who I've got on the call and make sure that I am really tailoring this to you guys. All right, cool. So beginner. I know I had a lot that said beginner in here. So use, but only for Facebook and posts. Okay, awesome. All right. Oh, yay, Aldi, you use it regularly. I would assume so. All right, awesome. Aldi is also a marketing manager, so I'm sure she is in there regularly. Need the basics. John, I know, but you did pretty good with yours. So, all right, guys, let me get in here. If you don't know who I am Chelsea Gardner. I am the owner of Chelsea Gardner Marketing, a done-for-you social media marketing agency and advertising agency. I have been doing marketing for a little over 10 years now. My undergraduate and my MBA are both in marketing, and I'm the co-author of the AI Prompt Handbook. Most of you guys know I also am the founder of the Aiden Jared Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that my husband and I founded last year in honor of our son, for special needs families here in the state of Florida. And so I am a wife, I'm a mom to Aiden, and I love boba tea. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw my birthday was a couple days ago, and it was not complete until I had my boba tea. And I also am like a huge iced coffee drinker. My superpower is really simplifying social media. It is also talking very fast. So if I talk really fast through this PowerPoint, let me know if you need me to repeat anything. I get really excited and I have a lot to go over. As I was creating my agenda, I was like, whoa, this is a lot. So I want to make sure I get through it all. And if you want to follow me, that is a QR code that you can just scan from your phone and give me a follow. But I am on all social platforms at the Chelsea Gardner, wherever you are on social. So that's a little bit about me. And then our agenda today. So this is what I was working on this morning. I was like, whoa, this is a lot. So I'm going to log in after this. I'm going to log into Canva. I'm going to show you some simple Canva tricks. I'm actually going to pull this agenda to the other side so I don't forget what I want to show you guys, because I just go in live. Some of my favorite AI tools that I use inside of Canva, and then just some very basic design and customization that you can do inside of Canva. Feel free to drop questions questions in the chat as we go. It's very easy for me to just kind of answer your questions as we're like in the moment versus going back. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them right inside of the chat for me. Okay, and then make sure you stay with me until the end. I have a super cool element code be giving you guys. So make sure if you can stay with me all the way through so I can get that over. All right, so let me log right into Canva and let's get started. Okay, so for those of you who are very beginner with Canva, when you log into your Canva, which is just canva.com, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to be brought to your main screen, and this is where you would start creating designs, you would start building out presentations, doing your reels, making your posts, whatever you're looking to build, this is where you will do it. And so real quick, in order to build a design, and we're going to do social media posts because that's obviously what I do. So I'm going to show you basically inside of here. Now, you may have a varying screen, right? Yours may look a little different. So if your create a design, this big old purple button is over in this right-hand corner, that's where you'll go. So in either way, there's going to be a big purple create a design button. That's where you are going to go to choose the design that you want to create. So if we are working inside of, a square, right? So your Instagram square post size, you can start, obviously I use it regularly, so it pops up on my favorites. But if it doesn't for you, you can start typing in either Instagram, you can type in Instagram post, Instagram square, and it will populate all of the things that you can do for Instagram already sized and ready to go for you. So I'm going to choose Instagram post square. And from here, a few things that I'm going to recommend to you guys. These are just a few little like marketing hacks that I've come to really implement in my business over the past several years. One of them being my naming conventions. And I try to emphasize this with anyone that I talk to regarding Canva because of the fact that it's so easy to search inside of Canva for something if you ever need to go back to your design, or let's say you want to recreate it in different colors, or you switched companies, you want to change out your logos, all of that stuff. It's so easy to search for stuff, but I definitely encourage to name your content. So if you're like, I'm working on a design that is going to be regarding VA home loans, right? So it's going to be a VA post. Then up here where it says untitled design, just name it something that would resonate with you for you to come back to. So if you're like VA Instagram post, right? Whatever it is, just name it something very, very simple so you can search for it. And you can name all your VA post Instagram or whatever. It's not going to be like, oh, you've already named it that. So just a little side note, that's a little trick that I've learned over the past couple of years. Makes it very easy for search, especially when you hit 5,000 graphics in your account, makes it way easier to come across and find those graphics. All right, so that's going to be your naming convention. And then we're going to talk about your brand kit. I'm not going to show you how to upload your brand kit in here. That is in some of my courses that I've done and on some of my other past webinars. But I do want to talk about the importance of having your brand kit uploaded. So over here on this left-hand side panel, you'll have a tab that says brand. And when you upload your brand kit, you're going to have your logos, your colors, right? Your fonts. You can upload photos of yourself in here as well. So if you have headshots and things like that, equal housing lender logo, you can add in here as well. So it's easy to find when you're creating graphics and you need to add it over. So having everything in one spot when you're ready to create your content is huge. And it makes it so easy to like kind of take some of those templates that I'm going to show you and change out those colors by having your brand kit in here. So that's something that I highly encourage. You'll see in mine that I actually have my logo in a black version, a white version. I've got it, just straight across. I've got, so I also upload multiple versions of my logo. So if you have a business logo that is, teal and blue, I highly encourage you to also make sure that you convert it over to an all white logo, an all black logo, so that when you add it to specific graphics, for example, this has pink and orange. If I add it to something that doesn't go with, or the background is pink and so the C, blends, then I need to have a different solid color logo. So try and make sure you're uploading multiple versions, multiple colors, all of your brand colors in here, and your fonts just makes it very easy. You can also add, again, your brand photos, anything into your brand kit. Highly encouraged to use it.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
So
yes.
I must have missed that. I'm sorry for interrupting. So was this a file under brand templates, or did you make this a file of brand templates?
No, so your brand, when
Okay,
you
there it is.
upload your
I
brand.
didn't see where you got to it. Okay, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So when you click on that, you need to upload your brand kit, which is on a different page, which that's not what I'm showing you guys today. But when you do, this is where you'll find it when you go to create your content.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So then you'll also have a little hack that I have for you guys is inside of Element. So let me just grab one of my brand colors here. So one of my brand colors is like this pink color. And if I hover over it, do you see how it drops like a number? It's called a hex code. So if I grab that hex code color and I go into my elements tab, all right? And let's say I want to add, and I'm going to show you guys a few little graphics and hacks here, but let's say on my graphic, I want to add a house. And I want the house to be in my brand color, okay? So I want a pink house. Would love a pink house. All right, so I'm going to come in here into my elements tab, and I'm going to search for a house. And when I do, I have these graphics, I've got photos, all of the things, right? So anytime you're searching for something, a house, a key, a home, a millionaire home, whatever, when you search in here, this button, once you hit enter, it's going to populate this little, like, I don't even know what this is, lines with circles in it, like a filter button, I guess. When you click on this filter button, you actually can start filtering out some of the stuff that maybe you wouldn't want, right? So I'm looking specifically for a pink house. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click on this plus button, and I'm going to put in that hex code that I just got. That's that pink, right? And I'm going to click apply. And when I do, look at all the pink houses, all in my brand color. So now graphics pull up in that brand color, photos pull up in that brand color, videos pull up with that brand color, right? So it makes it so easy to find things, because if not, right, if I didn't have that brand color and I just searched for house, and let's say I was looking under graphics, look at all these like non-pink houses. Like, I want a pink house. I don't want an orange house, a yellow house, a red house. I want a pink house. So now I'm searching through all of these graphics to find something that I can either customize in the color or that will do, right? Okay, well, tan is all right. But if I want that pink, all I have to do is come in here and be like, okay, there's the color I want. Now look at all these beautiful pink houses that I no longer, oh, look at that cute barn, that I no longer have to, I live on a farm, so I'm like, ooh, barn, that I no longer have to like scroll through all of the regular colored houses to find my pink house. So that is a little hack that I love to use when I am looking for like graphics or videos or photos for clients in specific brand colors. All right, so keep that little hack on in your noggin. And then one of my other favorite tools is simply just the resize tool. All right. So if you have an Instagram post and you are wanting to change it to an Instagram reel cover, or maybe you're trying to do a YouTube video and you need that YouTube video like thumbnail, right? One of my favorite tools is simply the resize post. Once I have my graphic done, I can click on resize. And again, I can search for anything I want in here. So if I want to change it to a reel, I can search for that, simply click on it, and then copy and resize. And it's going to take the graphic I just created and it's going to put it into the size that I want, right? So now it took this post and it made it into a Instagram reel size, okay? So I love the resize tool. Those are some of my very simple Canva tricks. Y'all, there's like a gazillion that I could show you, but as a beginner, these are some of my very favorite tools to use when I am creating content. Okay, now I want to also share with you some of my favorite AI tools. Okay, so obviously the world is switching over to AI and all of those things. And to be honest with you, I am not a fan of the AI generated videos inside of Canva. So if you are trying to create AI generated videos, I'm not a huge fan, or photos in Canva. Right now, I'm not a huge fan of them. Okay. And the reason being, Canva is still not as like forward in advanced as some of the other platforms are. You still got to be careful with like the 3 arms and the 7 legs and all of that kind of stuff going on. So that's not one of my favorite AI tools actually inside of Canva. I feel like that's surprising for a lot of people when I'm like, I actually don't use any AI generated videos or graphics. I do it all by hand. But for those that are like, I really want to learn how to do AI stuff, that I don't like it inside of Canva. Okay. All right. So some of my favorite AI tools, and to add tools to your Canva account and to just search for anything that you want to do inside of Canva, when you are in your own Canva account, guys, you're going to have these elements here. You're going to have your design tab, your elements tab, text, brand, uploads, draw, projects, and you're going to have apps. What you won't have is anything down here that I have. And that's because I've added that into my Canva board over here. Okay. And I did that by clicking on this tab here that says apps. All right. And in here is where I search for whatever I want to do, right? You can do voiceover. You can do, they've got stuff here for you. Type cutout. You can do various trending fonts. You can do 3D stuff, okay? There is a ton of apps in here. You can also look at like AI powered, and you can just look at all of this stuff. Now, one thing that is kind of cool AI in here is you can take a video and do a voiceover or a photo of yourself, upload it and do a voice, and it will like talk for you from that photo. That's kind of cool. But anyways, so the ones that I like the best is QR code generator. So you saw on my PowerPoint presentation that I added a QR code. I do that especially if you guys are doing presentations. So if you're doing webinars for realtors, if you are presenting at a conference, anything like that, if you even do a podcast, and at the end, like if you want, if you're doing a video podcast, you can use QR codes very easily for people to scan while they're watching, right? So webinars is a great example of it, or presentations, or when you're presenting at a conference or in front of maybe you go to realtor offices and present. QR codes are very easy to just scan and have people download or follow or do whatever you want them to do. So inside of here, if I search for QR codes, then it will populate a ton of QR codes over here. And if I click on one, I personally like dynamic QR codes. If I click on one, it now will add it over to this side column. So do you see where this populated dynamic QR codes? And now I can build out a QR code. I can add, my link here. I can change the color over here. If I want it to be, all white, I can change that. So I really like adding QR codes. So again, change the background, add it over to my design. And now I have a QR code that is scannable to my website. So that's one of my favorite apps, not necessarily AI app, but that's one of my favorite apps inside of Canva.
Was
The
that
next
the
one,
app? The QR code that you had, was that the app, QR code generator? Okay,
yep, exactly. You got
thank
it,
you.
John. And then the next one that I like is Google Drive. So a lot of times I have clients that create videos. So if you guys create video content, right? And maybe you're using your phone and you're video recording on your phone. And then I have people that are like, well, now if I want to add something to it, right? So if I want to add my logo to my video, or I need to add the equal housing lender logo, or I want to add text and I don't want to do it inside of the Instagram app or the TikTok app. What you can do is what I do for my clients. I have them upload it into a Google Drive, right? And then the nice thing with Canva has linked to a ton of various platforms. So project management tools, it has linked to some CRMs, but it has also linked to Google Drive. So if you upload your video into Google Drive, and then come in here into your apps and you search for Google Drive, you can actually access your Google Drive right through your Canva. So instead of, okay, now I gotta download the video, upload it into Canva, you know, all this like back and forth, which actually will kind of start making your video more grainy because it's downloaded, uploaded, re-uploaded, re-downloaded, all of the things. You can just access your Google Drive right inside of here. So anything inside of your Google Drive will populate right in here. And so if I go into here for the Aiden Jared Foundation, for example, I have a ton of videos that I've done for the foundation. I can easily just come right in here, click on it, and it actually adds it right into my graphic versus me having to come in here and actually upload the video from wherever I sent it to initially, right? So I can just do it right in here. So I love doing Google Drive. I'll take my phone and I'll just upload the video right into my drive on my phone. So it makes it really easy. Greg, oh, what type of phone is this? This is a Samsung Galaxy. If you guys know me at all, you know I am not an Apple fan. So I do not use Apple products. But this is a Samsung Galaxy, whatever the latest S23 or something like that. Yeah, it's got a ton of cameras on the back. But yeah, I am not an Apple fan in the latest. So if you guys ever come to me and you're like, hey, I can't figure this out and it's Apple, I can't either. But if you got a Samsung or a Google phone, I got you. All right, so that is one of my favorite apps as well inside of Canva. Another little hack that I like, especially for you guys, I've got several of you, raise your hand or let me know in the chat if you guys do presentations, webinars, whether it's for real estate agents, clients, or if you go and do presentations. Let me know in the chat if you do. Okay, quite a few of you do. That is actually a really great, really great. I love that. Okay, so Diane starting soon. Yes, would like to. Yes, I highly encourage if you are not doing webinars to do them. Actually, it is also a great Facebook ad to run if you are doing webinars to run Facebook ads too, but that's a whole different ballgame. We're not talking about ads. All right, so inside of apps, there is what's called a slide gen. Okay, where did it go? Oh, did I already add it over here? Oh, I'm so sorry. I have it in here. It's called Slides Gen. And what this does is you can actually describe your presentation. So if you are writing or doing a presentation on VA home loans and you want to talk about how you qualify for a VA home loan and that you need a COE, blah, 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 all the things, you can come in here and try to be as detailed as possible in this describe your presentation. But you can fully describe your presentation. So a presentation on VA home loans and what is needed to qualify. I would go into great detail, but I don't want to take up too much time going into this. You can say, okay, I want it to be 5 slides, 4 slides, 6 slides, whatever. And then if you click on generate slides, it will actually help put together an entire, like a slideshow presentation for you. Now, I will say you want to make sure, obviously, not to just be like, oh, done and download. You want to make sure that you actually come in here and read what it's saying, that you are, changing it into your own words, or that it's actually accurate. But it will really help. And I'm in an Instagram square. I want to do this in an Instagram square. I would obviously do it in a presentation slide deck, right? So it's in an actual, like you saw my PowerPoint presentation. So when you're in Canva, you would actually search for your design would be a presentation. Okay, so your design would be presentation. I'm just showing you, and in presentation, this will actually give you something nicer than just hot pink. So anyway.
Will it bring in graphics or pictures?
Yeah, you need to be in presentation for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will create a whole slideshow for you and a whole presentation. I'm just doing it inside of Instagram Square, so it's just pulling the information over here. But it should lay out I've done it for stuff before in the past, and it creates like a whole slideshow with graphics and all of that for me. But I just always come in and redo it a little bit. My design, I just can't function sometimes. So But if you come in here and you're like, okay, this is great, you can always edit it as well, right? Obviously, you don't have to come in here and use exactly as it says. Come in here and edit it. But this is a great resource if you are doing presentations and you need something put together for you very quickly, or just some like notes to kind of follow through as you're building stuff. So I love the slide gen deck. And there's a ton of them like that where, you know, if you are using Magic Write or anything like that, that will help you with some captions and posts. But this also does like your entire presentation, which I love. Okay, next up that I also love is called, so for those of you guys, tell me in the chat if you do Facebook ads or want to do Facebook ads or would love to do Facebook ads. If you currently are doing them, would love to do them, want to do them, anything like that. So if you are currently doing Facebook ads or want to do Facebook ads at some point, I highly encourage you to also have meta design check added into your side over here. And so what meta design check does is it just double checks, and even if you're not doing ads, you can use it for posts. I find it way more beneficial to check just to make sure for ad purposes, but it'll make sure that you're following all Facebook and Instagram best practices. So, and advertising standards, okay? So if you are creating a post, if you are creating a reel, if you are creating, your post would be feed, right? So on this, if you don't see post, it's feed. If you choose meta design check and you say, okay, feed, what it will do is it will actually check your graphics to make sure, oh, and it can only check one at a time. My apologies. So feed, choose only one page, not all pages. So let's just, oh, page one doesn't have anything. So page two, export, and it will check your creative. It will give you, obviously it needs improvement. Yes, it does, because this is all it says. But it will also show you like, okay, here's some best practices. Make sure that you're adding, you know, maybe you add some motion, some sound to your graphic. Resize your design. Always ignore this one for whatever reason, depending on what you're trying to create. This is not usually accurate, but it does kind of help you with some best practices and some ideas here. So I like meta design check, again, especially if you're running ads. I like to run it against that just because, again, it will tell you if you aren't meeting advertising standards most of the time. Now, don't always take its word for it. You still need to know the advertising standards and the community guidelines. If you are running ads, you need to know them, but this will kind of help with some of that as well. Okay. And then the last one I want to show you guys, and I don't have anything to and this is just for the AI tools, and I'm going to get into actually designing some stuff for you. One of the things that a lot of people love of Canva, it's not something that I'm the biggest fan of, again, because I do my own stuff. But if you, as a busy loan officer, and you're trying to, you know, be consistent, be online, do all of the things, do all your social media, show up, and you're like, I don't have time. Bulk Create. So Bulk Create is another app that is a great app to use. I've got a lot of people that use it for like their cover images. So I think someone just talked about a cover image for something. I don't know where it went, but yes. Oh yes, you will get the replay of this as well. So it'll come to your inbox right after this. See you later. Okay, so it will help you create a mass produce something. So if you're looking for reels, if you are looking for inspirational quotes, if you are looking for reviews, right? What you can easily do is upload an Excel spreadsheet of all of the data, right? So maybe let's say you're doing reviews, and I don't have an example ready, I apologize, but let's say you're doing reviews. So you've got 10 reviews you want to bulk create a graphic for. What you would do is you would put like Chelsea is the reviewer's name and then the review, and you would upload that data and then it would bulk create all of that. So if you had 10 reviews uploaded in that Excel spreadsheet, or it actually needs to be a CSV, I think it might also be able to be just a regular Excel, but regardless, once you upload that spreadsheet, it will bulk create 10 slides for you. And so you can download, that's 10 graphics that you have. And if you're, let's say you're posting a review once a week on your social platforms, that is 10 weeks worth of reviews done in like 2 seconds, okay? So that is the bulk create feature. All right. And lastly, something that I want to show you guys too is inside of the design tab. So this is kind of where we're going to start getting into some of the design basics. So for my beginners, this is where I want you to start because I don't want you, let me delete out these other slides so you don't get confused. Hold on, please. So I want you to start in your design templates because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with trying to create literally something from scratch, right? I don't want you to get overwhelmed being like, oh my gosh, there's so many like tools and features and elements that I can use because there are. And you can really dive into Canva with a lot of various tools that they have and graphics and whatnot. But if you are just starting out, I highly encourage you to just use a template. Use a template. It is okay to get started and use your templates. So here's what I'm going to show you. Is there a template for what to upload? Rhonda, there is. I need to find it. There should be a template inside of Canva. If not, I know like if you Google it, it will tell you there's a Canva link as well on what you need to upload inside of the spreadsheet. Also a really good place too, if you use ChatGPT, that is really easy. You can ask ChatGPT to please create you a spreadsheet for a bulk upload inside of Canva. And usually it does pretty well with that too. And then you give it obviously all of the things that you want it to do, but it'll kind of create it for you as well. Okay, so what I want you to do when you are first starting out, use a template and easily come in here and search for something that is relatable to what you're trying to post about. So for example, if we're trying to do a VA graphic, I can come in here and type in veteran and see what pulls up. Veterans Day is probably what's going to pull up. Yep, is what's going to pull up the most. But you can easily either take a graphic like this and reword it, or you can come in here and you can do like home ownership. Okay. And then you can easily customize these. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So I'm going to take, let's say, we're going to do what you need to qualify for a VA loan. And to make sure you're paying attention, please drop in the comments for me what you need to qualify for a VA home loan. All right. Well, so I can get this graphic done for you. So tell me in the chat what you need to qualify for a VA home loan so I can add it. Chop, chop. Do I have loan officers on this call? Are all my people, are all you guys asleep? There we go. There we are. All right. Awesome. Awesome. There we go. Okay. Maybe it was just delayed on my end. Okay. So if I want to do, let's say, what you need to qualify for a VA home loan, I'm going to take this graphic very easily. I'm going to take this graphic and I already like it. I'm just going to change out the pictures and obviously the information in here. So right here where it says, are you ready for, I'm going to say, how can I qualify for a, and then see how it kind of dropped it down. So I'm going to actually drag this out so that way it puts it all on one line. And then I'm going to change this to VA home loan question mark. Now, this is where also your brand kit can come in handy. Okay. So this is not one of my fonts. Okay. Whatever signature is, that's actually really hard to read. I would not ever use this font on something at like an Instagram post because it's hard to read already. And it's hard to read when it's like yay big on a phone. So when you have your brand kit uploaded, my fonts are already in here that I typically use. So I can easily come over here and change out my fonts to like, oh, if you guys didn't see that, sorry, I just automatically did it. If I click the font, if I click what I'm trying to change, click on the font title up here. And then if I scroll, it usually will start up here. If I scroll down a little bit to where it says C. Gardner Marketing, here it puts in the fonts that I either have in my account or that I use very readily. Okay. So if I want this to be, let's say, whoa, that makes it real big, Gordita, then I need to put that there. And then obviously I'm going to need to resize it again. So it fits into this here. Okay. So you can resize it very easily. And then VA home loan, we'll just leave it the Laura font. Okay. And then what I want to do is change all of this. So eligible, so we're just going to put, so let's say there's 4 things that you need. So I'm just going to pull 4 things. So eligible DD214, COE, so certificate of eligibility, a veteran, right? And then what's one more? Okay. And then eligible DD214. I don't know if there's another one. There might only be 3, but need to have served. And then we're just going to put 0 down. So we're just going to say that, let's say that's the 4th one. Okay. So, all right. Here is all of my stuff in here. So now I've created it to where, hey, here's my graphic. Here's my 4 things. Now, if you want to make the font bigger, a different color, anything like that, you absolutely can do that. So you can easily resize this just by dragging it to a different size. You can also just click on it and you can resize it up here to the font size, right? So if you're like, I want it to be bigger, you can do any of that, okay? So that's how you would kind of adjust some of that stuff. Now, the next thing I would want to do, obviously, is change out these photos where it's a VA post, so I want it to be more veteran focused. So then I'm going to go into my Elements tab, and I'm going to search for a veteran, okay? And I'm going to click on Photos, and then I can easily just drag and drop photos over, okay? Because these are pictures, so I can, if I just hold it down and drag it, it will drag it into those picture boxes, okay? So I
How do
can
you add your own
easily,
pictures to that Elements? Let's say you had your own picture you wanted to use.
you need to go into your Uploads tab.
Okay.
Yep.
And then upload, will there be okay, so once it's uploaded, where will that picture then be? Under photos or something?
Nope, under Uploads, and then you would
Under
just drag
uploads.
it
It'll be
over.
in that file. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep. So then
Thank
you
you.
would easily just drag any of your photos over to what you want. You can also, if you're like, well, I don't really want this circle here, like whatever that is, you can also take it and just delete it, okay? And then delete it again if it's a picture, because it's going to have a background, and now it's gone. So now here's my graphic, whatever. So you can easily start adjusting things inside of your graphic, okay? And if you have your brand uploaded, you can come into your brand kit, and you can easily, on these colors right here where it says shuffle, I can then click shuffle. Oops, hold on. That was hidden. There we go. I can easily click shuffle, and look, now it changes these colors to be inside of my brand, what I have uploaded inside of my brand kit. Okay, so I can easily do that as well.
What
I
about
can also come,
transparency? Can you do like transparent, make it like maybe a little bit see-through type thing? Or if
you
you want,
can.
let's say I don't, I know that was, I remember trying to look for that at one time and I didn't know how to do it. Let's say like where you have that black, if you wanted it a little bit transparent so the flag showed through. Is there a way
Yep,
to do that?
there is. Yep, I'll get there in just a second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good, you're good. All right. So also with this, if I wanted to add, and I'm going to show the transparency here in just a sec. If I added my logo, let's say I only had a like black colored logo here. Whoop, okay. Now keep in mind this is a picture, so if I need to add it. So you can't see that very well, right? So there's a couple of things that you can do. All right. One is the transparent feature. So if you wanted to have the background of your image to be more transparent to see your logo, for example, if you click on the image, this button here that looks like a squares that kind of fade, that's your transparency feature. This is how you can make those changes to your background. So if I wanted to change it a little bit to where my logo pops better, I can do that. If I wanted to change, like what John was asking, if I wanted to change this black box so I can see the flag, same scenario. I can change it to be more transparent, okay? So that's how you would change any of your transparency on your graphics, is just through here, just like that. And again, if I needed, and see how like, okay, so you see how I add my, let me add my logo again. You see how I add my logo, and then if I drag it around, it adds it to the back, because again, my logo is an image. Now, let me show you a little trick. Let me just take it off screen. If I right click on my, if I click on the picture and I right click on my mouse, And then if I click on apply colors to, or no, I'm so sorry. If I click on, normally it's here, detach image, okay? The reason it is pulling as a graphic like that and putting my logo inside that box is because this background is an image box, okay? It's an element. If I delete that out, okay, now it's just a solid colored background, and then I take this flag image, right click again and put replace background, okay? And then if I add my logo and start dragging it around, it won't fill it. Do you see how that happened? But it will over here again, see, because that is going to be a picture template, okay? So there's a couple of different tools that you can use for that. So that's a little hack there if you need to do that as well. All right. And then lastly, what I wanted to show you guys was background remover. Brenda, I know that one is a little bit more tricky. So you definitely might have to watch the replay for it because you have to like delete a couple of things out. But the next thing I want to show you guys is background remover. So let's say I wanted to add my headshot here on this graphic. Okay. Let me find a headshot. Nope, that's not me. I got my headshot somewhere in here. Here we go. We're just going to add this. Okay. So let's say I want to add my headshot, but my headshot, y'all look at this. I just need to show you all my beautiful transformation. This was my wall as of like 2 weeks ago, and this is my wall now. Isn't it just beautiful? It brings me so much joy. My wonderful dad did like all of this woodwork. I just did like the little painting of the squares. So anyways, I changed my wall completely behind me. So this is how you use background remover. So if I have this and I want to just have my head and just the outline of me and not the background of the cow, then I would literally just take this and click on background remover, and wham, bam, AI does all of its work and removes that cow from the background. And now I can easily just resize myself or whatever to be on the graphic without the background of the cow. Okay. So that is a huge, and yeah, Brenda, game changer. I love background remover. It is also how you can easily take some of your graphics and have them like pop out. So if I were to take this, hold on, I just moved words. If I were to take this graphic that I have in this like phone, for example, and do background remover, I can have this picture. Oh, where did it go? I can background remover. I can have this picture also like pop out of the phone. I gotta size it to the correct thing, but I can kind of have it popping out of the phone too when I size it correctly. So a really cool feature. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. So really cool feature that you can use to kind of change up some of your graphics inside of Canva. So look at that there. Almost. So anyways, it takes a little bit of time for me to actually line it up, but you can see like now I've got like almost like a 3D effect of the boots coming out of the phone. So really cool little features that you can do inside of Canva for all of that. So background remover, I absolutely love. You can use it for your headshots, your images. You can use it in any of the graphics or elements that you use. So much stuff that you can do with that. So let me know. I think I've got 15 minutes left. Was the phone a part? The phone was a part of the template. Yeah, so the phone was already inside the template, so if I add the original template, this is the original template. So like, look at how much you can like change a template just with some like really quick little editing features. Really easy. Oh, and another thing I forgot. So let's say you do have this like black logo and you want, you don't want to fade the flag, but you want your logo to stand out, for example, then you can come up into your elements feature and search for blur, like just blur. And there'll be different colors. You can search for pink blur, black blur, yellow blur, whatever. But like if you do like just a little bit of a blur and make it kind of here, right? You can also add this to your graphic, and then you'll have to send it back, send backward. Oops, hold on, send layer, send back, not to front. send back when you want to send it back a few times. Until it gets to, there you go. So now you've kind of maybe got like a faded effect here. So easy peasy. Easy peasy. So let me look, let's see. Okay, how do you save a slide you have made? Yes, so it automatically saves. So I don't have to do anything. If I go inside of, let me just refresh my Canva page, it will automatically save for you. So whatever you've done will automatically populate. You do not have to save it. As long as this little cloud up here with a check mark, it will say all changes saved. If it's a cloud with like 3 dots, it's saving. So it's not completely saved yet. So like don't X out if it's 3 dots. But if it has this check mark, it is saved. All you have to do is log back into your Canva account and it will be there. And then can you save any of this and print
How
it?
are they saved?
They're just saved in your Canva account.
I
So
know, but I mean, are they like not a PS, a PNG, a JPEG? What? How are they?
however you have it set up. So like these, like your Instagram posts are PNG files, your reels will be MP4s, but how you download them is up to you. So when you download your graphics, you can choose to download it as a PNG, a JPEG,
Okay.
a PDF, or whatever. It just saves in your Canva account.
It's saved, but let's say you want to use it for, don't you have to have, like, when you bring it, when you're going into your Facebook account, don't you have to pull it from a file folder as whatever? So I need
You need
to,
to
after
download
it's
this.
saved, you download it then and
Mhm.
save it that way. Okay.
Yep.
That's
Yep. So you would download this, or unless you use Canva as a scheduler, you can schedule this through Canva. But if not, you would download it. So Sky, your question in regards to printing at Staples, you absolutely can. So as long, all you would have to do is just click on the share button. You would click on download. You would download this as you can download as a PNG or a PDF. PDF typically is the best for like printing. But you can absolutely download it and then upload it into your Staples account and have them print it for you. That's completely, and you can print it from your computer. This would take a lot of ink, but you can print stuff from your computer very easily. So you can do any of that in here as well. You can make stuff move in this graphic and download it as an MP4 video. So it's got some movement into it. You can add music and download it as an MP4 player or an MP4 video. There's a ton of stuff that you can do with it. Okay, are
there's
picks automatically replaced when you select, drag them to your project? Yes, they are automatically replaced. So if I want to drag this image to like my background, it will automatically replace it. So it's not, it won't like if I, and then if I were to delete it, that flag is not there anymore. So it will replace it. Are there any copyright issues with using photos on here, using them for, say, a website? As far as copyright issues go, it's something like you have the ability to utilize these graphics, but you can't copyright them. So like if you are trying, the one thing that a lot of people try to do inside of Canva is create like logos and stuff. And those images and things a lot of times aren't copyrightable. But you can use these graphics inside of here. And then how do you duplicate a slide? So if you're trying to duplicate a slide, you can easily do that from these 3 dots down here and click on duplicate page. So you can easily just duplicate it just like that. Okay. All right. Let me know. Keep asking questions if you guys have any for me to show you. I want to make sure I also share with you guys the few things that I promised I was going to show you. So let me get back into my screen here. All right, so we did go over, I think, my entire agenda, I hope. It was a lot, and I know it's quite a lot in there. But make sure that you stay until the end. So I want to share with you guys, if you guys are not familiar, I have a social hub. It is where I actually deliver a weekly email straight to your inbox. It's going to be starting next week. The social hub is available now, but the email part right now, everything is inside of a community on Facebook. But I have found that most people want it delivered to their email. So you will be getting a weekly email with a graphic. So just kind of like that VA one that we just created where it's editable, you'll be getting that delivered right into your inbox. It's ready to use, or you can customize it inside of Canva to add your logo or anything like that. You will also be getting a video script from me, a very clear, impactful script that you can use to create an Instagram reel or a TikTok or a short. You also will be getting a monthly like opt-in or guide that you can use for a freebie or anything like that to your audience. You'll be getting a caption. So a lot of times, a lot of my clients and a lot of people struggle with actually writing the caption to go with the graphic or the video. So I will be providing that for you as well. And then I do weekly live Q&A calls. So every Wednesday, I do a weekly Q&A call. Basically, I get on Zoom and I don't talk. It's where you come, you ask all of your questions, and I give you the support you need, answer them for you if there's something specific that you need help with. It's a group coaching call that I do, and you get all of your questions answered every week that you need. I also send you out a monthly content calendar. So every month you'll get a content calendar filled with all of the things that you can use for content ideas, and access to any of my past and paid workshops. So I've done past workshops on the in-depths of ChatGPT, the in-depths of Canva. So you get access to all of those, and then any future paid workshops that I do, my 2 days or 3-day workshops. Grace, my live weekly Q&A calls are Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern time. And they're usually about 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on how many people hop on. Okay, and so my birthday is this month. It was a couple days ago. So I am actually doing a birthday month exclusive only if you join the hub by September 30th. So September 30th is the last day to join for the exclusive. The hub is open all of the time, but if you want access to this birthday month exclusive, you have to join by the 30th. And this is, I am launching a Canva course in January. So in January of 2025, I'm going to be launching a Canva course. It is going to be $497 to take the Canva course, just as the course, not even including what's inside of the hub. So I am actually going to be launching this course over the next 12 weeks inside of the hub at no cost. So if you join the hub, you will get a weekly email delivered with Canva, my Canva course over the next 12 weeks. So every week will be something different and built upon every week. So we will start with your Canva basics. We will start customizing templates. We will dive into really how to use and design your social media graphics for better efficiency. We will also look at creating those presentations, creating flyers, using some of those advanced AI features I talked about, and then so much, right? It's 12 weeks worth of about 30 minutes of a course. So if you want to join, there is a QR code on the screen. Just take your phone, hover over it, click the link. The hub is $47 a month. And again, if you join now, you'll get access to my Canva course that's going to be launching one a week for the next 12 weeks. And that's going to launch in the beginning of the year for $497. So you're basically getting that for free. Because you're getting all of the access to the hub, everything inside of that, where you're getting your weekly emails, all of your captions, your scripts, everything weekly. And you're going to be getting a weekly launch module of my Canva course that is not launched yet, because it's not launching until the first of the year. So if you want access to that, you need to join now. I highly encourage you to do so. I've got a lot of people in there that absolutely just love it, and they join my call every week. And it's a great resource, right? It's very easy for you to get those graphics. And then obviously, if you're join now and get the Canva course, you'll learn how to customize those templates that I send you even faster. So if that's something you want to do, the QR code is on the screen. Scan it, and you can join the social hub right from there. Okay, and then, oh, Diane, yeah, you finally purchased Pro. So some of the features that I showed you guys today, or that I will show you inside of my Canva course, may be Pro. So the background remover, for example, is part of Canva Pro. And that has you would know based on it being a little crown. It'll have a little crown. Yes, so this is loan officer specific. So my social hub is only loan officers. So the emails that you get for the hub will all be loan officer specific. The Canva course is just a tutorial on the how-to part. So it's not going to be very specific on different topics. Like, yeah, you might see how I just created like a VA template. But the course itself is more like all the how-tos. And then the hub, so like the graphics that you'll get inside the hub, the captions, the video scripts, all of that is loan officer specific. And it will rotate. So one week you might get something that is very specific to VA, and then the next week you might get something that's specific to USDA, and then you might get something that talks about how to, position yourself as an expert or share your reviews, things like that. So it'll rotate each week, so it won't be all like, oh, I'm just getting VA content, or I'm just getting USDA content, or conventional loan stuff, or whatever. And if there's something specific that you want to see, so if you're like, hey, I do condo loans and I would love to have something on that, let me know. We'll add it into the rotation. And then, yeah, John, go ahead and drop your question. Happy to answer it.
I don't type that well, so I'd rather ask you. So if I
Yeah.
join the hub and I'm trying to create and do or edit slides, do you help with that or advise or say, if I say, hey, how can I do this? Is that something that we can ask you for, or is it, or not?
Yeah. So inside the hub, you will get, again, those live weekly calls. So that would be where you can pop on and you can share your screen and we can try and troubleshoot like an issue that you're having with your graphic or anything like that. You also will have access to a Facebook community where that's where I am. So if you have additional questions throughout the week where it's not on the live call, you can ask inside of that community, and I'm in there. I try to get in there every couple of days and I can answer those questions in there too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, yeah, okay. Let's see. And then I am looking for where I can find content ideas for daily post reel stories. Yes. So inside of the hub, you will get a monthly content calendar. So that's where you'll have all of your content ideas that you can post for daily stories, post videos, all of that kind of stuff. So that would be inside of the hub. Okay. And then the last thing I promised you guys, lastly, if you want to work with me outside of the hub again is $47 a month. So if you want to join, that's there. But if you ever want to work with me, I'm also a social media marketing agency. I do full marketing, full social media management. I do Facebook advertising. I do one-on-one coaching, as well as like company and group coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, you can always scan this QR code or go to my contact page at chelseagardner.com/contact and reach out to me. And I'm happy to send you over my services and pricing guides. If you're like, Chels, I love the idea of the hub, but I don't want to do any of it. Like I don't want to manage my social media. I don't want to create the content. I want to just hand it off, or I want to run Facebook ads. I want to hand that off. I do that. So if that is something of interest to you as well, you can always reach out to me. That's my contact page there. You can reach out to me via email. You can reach out to me on social media at the Chelsea Gardner on any platform. And I'm happy to send you my services and pricing and pop on a call with you and see if we're a good fit. And then I promised you my super cool element code guide. So this code guide, if you want to download it, just scan that QR code. You do have to key in your name and email. I already have it though. You guys joined this. So key that in. It should give you an instant download. If not, it'll come right into your email. But what this is inside of Canva, there's a lot of really cool features inside of that element tab that a lot of people will say like are hidden features or secret code features, things like that. A lot of times people just don't know what to search for. So I have this kind of really neat, I think it's got 30 different like codes. It's really just words, it's not codes, that you can search for some really neat little graphics that you can add onto your things for various seasons or various ideas. If you're more of like a retro vibe person, it has that in there too. So that is exactly where you can download that. So scan that if you want that element code guide, and it can be sent right over to you. So that's what I promised you guys if you stayed till the very end. So make sure to scan that. And then once I sign up, how do I access the hub? Yeah. So once you sign up, you will get an email, or it should be right on your like receipt page, but you'll also get an email with a link to the community. So there is a Facebook community that you join. And then that's where like the community where I'm at, all of that kind of stuff. And then starting next week on Monday, you will be getting the email. You'll be in the email sequence. So you'll start getting your emails delivered to your inbox. So you'll want to make sure, obviously, that my email, chelsea@chelseagarner.com, can come through. Sometimes if you're using your business email, sometimes they put blocks on outside emails. So if you got an email for this, should be good. But that's how you start accessing the content. You'll get that weekly email. And then also starting next week, you will get the end of next week, you will get the Canva, the first launch of the Canva course. So you'll get one module delivered to your inbox at the end of every week, starting next week, for the next 12 weeks. So literally through the end of the year, you'll get the Canva part, but obviously the email to you every week is in there. And then any other additional stuff that I have for the hub members. So I do have some other really cool downloadable guides. I have other templates inside of that community that you can use right away as well and not wait for an email. So I have like 10 VA templates in there. I've got USDA templates in there. I've got a ton of different templates inside of the hub already that you can use at any time. Okay. All right. Anything else? Did you get a training, a training video for what? You talking about the
Yeah,
Canva
no,
course, John?
yeah, no, never mind. So, and Kano had said something about joining pro, and I had joined pro, but I was looking for training videos how to, work with Canva. So
Yep, that's the
tutorials,
course
like
that I'm doing.
tutorials, I was talking about that so that I don't sound so stupid when I ask my questions.
Yeah, so that's actually the course that I'm building. So that
Perfect.
Canva course will walk you through basically from start all the way to all the cool features. It'll go from beginner to advanced.
Okay, well, that's
So
what
you
I was
get a
looking for.
ton of stuff inside of that. So
And
snag.
that's you're building that, is that correct? It's
So it's built, yes. I'm just not launching the course itself as a standalone until January. So anyone that joins the hub by the end of this month will
right.
get it pre-launched to them over the next 12 weeks.
Okay.
So you'll
Perfect.
get one module a week for the next 12 weeks because the course itself will be a standalone course for $497 come January 2025. That'll be a 12-week Canva course that I'm launching. But anyone joining the hub this month, so by September 30th, I'm going to be launching one module a week for the next 12 weeks. So you'll actually get it for free, essentially.
That
And
sounds great,
then,
Chelsea. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, absolutely. And then Mark, here's the code again for the hub. So just scan that, and it should take you right to the landing page for you. And then does Canva give you the ability to edit your videos? So yes, if you're recording your videos, for example, and doing some reels, you can absolutely edit some of the video content. Like you can add text, you can add your logo, you can add things flying around. I'll teach that inside of the Canva course. You can't necessarily depends on what you're trying to do. You can also cut the video. So if let's say you're recording and you're like, oh crap, I forgot. And then you just kept going, you can slice that out inside of Canva as well. So I'm going to be teaching that too on how you can slice like dead spots or where you screwed up and you just kept talking. So yeah, so you can definitely do all of that inside of Canva as well. I mean, you can just do just about almost anything inside of Canva, I feel like. So, all right, any more questions for me? If you guys want to join the hub, I'll leave the QR code up for the next minute or two. But any other questions for me that I can help you with right now before we pop off? And if not, please please make sure to follow. I always follow back. I love to see your guys' progress. Feel free to send me messages, ask any questions that you have. I'm going to be doing, I try to do these webinars every month on various topics. So hopefully that helps. This will also be sent out either later today or tomorrow, the recording. So you'll get access to this. Would you use presentation to do a video cover? So I wouldn't use a presentation to do a video cover. If you're looking to let's say if you're doing a YouTube video and you want the YouTube banner, or if you're doing an Instagram reel and you want like the real cover photo, they actually have the templates inside of Canva for that. So you can search for like YouTube banner or cover image. You can search for like Instagram reel cover. So you can easily do that for any of your videos. All right. You're very welcome, Steve and John, and awesome, awesome. Thanks guys so much. All right, I'm gonna let you go get back to your day. It's been a little over an hour, so I hope y'all have a wonderful week. If you are in the state of Florida, I hope you are safe and sound and away from the storm. Coming, looks like it's starting to rain here, so my internet might start going wonky. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you again soon. Bye.